r/ask Reddit. What is the weirdest NSFW fact you know? Napoleon's penis was removed by the doctor doing the autopsy and preserved. It's been sold and resold to many buyers. It was purchased by a professor of urology at Columbia University in the 70s and passed on to his daughter when he died about 15 years ago. She is the current owner. I think it's actually been purchased by Conroy. When the Egyptians conquered what is now Libya, they took 13,000 plus foreskins of the defeated enemy as trophies. I'm making a couch. They actually made a love seat, but when you rub it turns into a sofa. We shall ensure they don't retaliate by taking their family as hostage. Take their mothers, their sisters, their sons and their daughters. Take all four. Take their kin. Ha, what? Sorry, Pharaoh, a bee was in my ear. What did you say? I said go to our defeated enemies and take their four kins. Okay, boss. The record for the most orgasms in 1 hour by a woman is 134, whereas the same record for a man is 16. How would somebody even count that? At 134 per hour, that's more than one every 30 seconds. How would you know when the 20th one is ending and the 21st one begins? If you have the chills but your nuts are hanging low, you have a fever. Boss, something happened and I just realized I'm sick. 90% of koalas have chlamydia. A hamster has about as much blood as an erection. During World War I, stees were incredibly common, and some soldiers purposely tried to get infected so that they could be honorably discharged and avoid the trenches. Some were ordered to be chased and threatened with punishment, but it didn't really stop them. They would transfer pus between penises with matchsticks. Edit. In case anyone wants to learn more about this, I recommend this KU Medical Center article. Discharged by discharge. There's a group of flatworms that live on the ocean floor. They are hermaphroditic and can supply sperm to others or give birth themselves if they are fertilized by others. All individuals want to be the one to supply the sperm as it's much less resource intensive than growing your own babies. So they use their sharp penises to penis fence with others to be the first to inject the other with sperm. There's some great penis fencing videos online. Take a look. There's a load of weird and wonderful facts out there on sex competition in animals. The Romans had a plant that was an effective contraceptive but then ducked it out of existence. Governor Ratcliffe of Pocahontas fame was flayed alive by the Powhatan using mussel shells. They skinned his entire body, saving his face for last. Then he was burned at the stake. Damn, they probably didn't like him. The world record for longest distance ejaculated is 18 feet, 5.5 m. Horst Schultz. Man also broke the record for fastest ejaculation at 42 miles per hour. Pretty sure I have the fastest ejaculation by time. A duck can change his penis size, making it bigger to compete with other males. Can confirm. Also, duck dongs are shaped like corkscrews. Username checks out for some odd reason. Breast implants turn into a sticky goo during cremation. Crematorium workers need to clean the goo off the bottom of the furnace after her body has been cremated. A sheep's vagina is closest to a human's. Weird NSFW fact. Tickling was once considered an aphrodisiac in the Muscovite palaces and courts for centuries. In fact, both Catherine the Great and Anna Ivanovna were ardent participants. Ticklers sang naughty ballads and told lewd stories whilst tickling their ladies' feet, working their mistresses up into an erotic frenzy with which to meet their husbands or partners. From personal experience, I can say this works with overwhelming results. I can attest after being together a few years with my girlfriend, who loves to hate to love it, that nothing gets her in the mood faster. People who get methadone prescribed on the NHS have to drink it in front of the pharmacist to ensure that they aren't going to sell it. However, some addicts will immediately go away and vomit up the methadone for resale. Former smack addicts shared this nugget with me. Not so fun fact. One of my paramedic colleagues went to a patient with a necrotic penis after his friend swallowed their methadone. Went straight outside and vomited the methadone into a cup so he could sell it. The friend who bought it said he ran out of usable veins in his arm and resorted to dosing it straight into the main vein. Addiction is ducked. If a male tried pregnancy test and tested +V, that could indicate to a testicular cancer. Pee on the stick. Figure out the issue with this dong. During my mom's pregnancy with me, she was writing an 8-person Buffy the Vampire Slayer orgy fanfic. She warned me that if I was ever caught watching porn she would make me do a book report on it. Very few things scare me as much as having to read my mom's erotica. Edit to respond to the 2 main questions. My mom didn't want me watching porn till I was an adult, and I was never caught, so I never read it or wrote a report. This is odd. Someone writes erotica, presumably for sexual purposes, and then forbids you from consuming erotic content. A sperm has 37.5 megabytes of DNA info, so one ejaculation transfers 15,875 gigabytes of data. Hard drive. Once the download finishes it becomes a floppy disk. Cats' penises are weird. They're short and spiky. The explanation for the spikes. Female cats don't ovulate unless they're stimulated by the spikes. This is called induced ovulation. With every thrust of the penis, female cats produce an egg. Because of this, there can be different fathers in the same litter. IDK about you, but I found it really interesting and kinda weird. A silverback gorilla has a penis the size of your pinky. Someone calculated that based on relative size, King Kong's penis would still fit within a human's vagina because of this little detail. Japanese law requires porn to censor the noof genitals of the actors and actresses, but not the butthole. It's only when a dong or other phallic object enters the ass does it become censored. If you don't jack off for a prolonged period of time your semen turns yellow. Does it stop at yellow? What if I want rainbow cum? My parents were swingers back in the 70s. I wish I didn't know that. Whereas now they're swingers in their 70s. The pH of a healthy human vagina is between 3.8 and 4.5, making it acidic and giving it that tangy taste we all love. The inside of your mouth is made from the same skin cells as the inside of a vagina. And now you are tying your cheek. The average number of butthole spokes in American women is 6. 10 spoke buttholes are the holy grail of butthole spokes. Babe, can you come in here? I want to check something. Sorry babe, we gotta break up. I can do better. Okay, I think that's enough internet for me today. The reason guys' piss comes out twisted instead of a smooth stream is because the inside of the penis is rifled. The barrel has spiral grooves to ensure maximum distance and accuracy. There are no incest laws in Rhode Island. So what you're saying is that women ask what are you doing, bro, instead of step bro? Running is an excellent laxative. This is why I wake up an hour early, have coffee, and try and get a poop in before I run. Also my running route doesn't go further than a half mile from home, just a path of booty anxiety that weaves back and forth through the neighborhood. In your brain, a man's nerves for his feet and penis are right next to each other. If he were to lose a foot, the brain would reshape the pathways in a process called neuroplasticity. Essentially, this would cause phantom limbs, and whatever he'd feel in his penis he would also feel where his foot once was. And this, my friends, is how it's possible to have an orgasm in your non-existent foot. If I cut my pee-pee, does this mean I can jack off my foot? Olympic Village during the games is basically a massive duck fest. In 2000, the athletes were provided with a total of 70,000 condoms and they had to order an emergency shipment of more because they ran out. Just how the Greeks designed it. If you put a wad of toilet paper in the toilet before you take a dump it will greatly reduce splashback. Or you can just gently lower your turds in by hand. Catch and release. The longest lasting orgasm in mammals is from the domestic pig. It lasts on average for 30 minutes. But can last up to 90 minutes. Yoerwefe is a Lucy KYW man. Blowjob is because it used to be called blowjob and got shortened. When I was 12 and people started talking about blowjobs, I thought you literally blew the penis, like you put in your mouth and blew it like a balloon. Only if it's uncircumcised. Mozart wrote pieces called Lick My Ass Right Well and Clean K. 233 and Lick My Ass K. 231. For 6 voices. He also wrote a letter to his cousin. Well, I wish you good night, but first shit in your bed and make it burst. Sleep soundly, my love. Into your mouth your ass you'll shove. Is this real or am I gonna be r/woo shed? When whales nut, they shoot out around 8 gallons of semen. My penis is exactly the same length as 2 of those little pens they have in Argos. Also, I'm banned from Argos. That babies scream and cry in the womb, but due to amniotic fluid it's silent, so right now millions of babies are crying and screaming silently in fear with lungs full of amniotic fluid. That's why we don't remember being in the womb. It's too dang traumatic. All women's vaginas are self-cleaning. Only need to use water when having a wash. Also, we produce the same hormone as sharks when our vaginas are cleaning. You can get a boner after you die, called a death erection. Die hard. Hot water will denature the proteins in semen, making it lumpy and sticky, like frying an egg. Use cold water for cleaning it off skin, surfaces, out of hair. No wonder nutting in the shower makes it look like silicone. Dave Matthews Band's tour bus dumped a tank full of 800 pounds of human shit on a tour boat in the Chicago River in 2004. Kangaroos have 3 vaginas apparently. Whoa, you made it to the end? You're a ducking beast. I'll cut you a deal. Smash like and subscribe for more curated content, bruh. It's free and that's a great price.